So, we'll let any of those negative thoughts or any thoughts and worries, whether positive or negative, just kind of leave them at the door so we can focus on the present. Um, so let's go ahead and bring the hands over the lower abdomen. Allow the crown of the head to rise. Relax the shoulders. Just kind of focus on that kind of neutrality of the present moment. Neither looking toward the future or dwelling on the past, just focused on right now. Which also, again, highlights the duality of Tai Chi, yin and yang, right? Those are two elements, but we're trying to find that middle point between them. So let's just focus on the present, focus on the breath, each breath as we inhale through the nostrils, down to the lower abdomen. Slowly exhale, back up and out through the nostrils. And just observing that cycle of breath in this present moment. And as we're here, just a little more relaxed, begin to observe the body. Start from the feet. Just observe how the feet are placed on the ground. They feel even, even between right and left, and even the foot itself, that the toes are kind of evenly spread. The foot is firmly planted on the ground. Using sort of that image of rooting into the ground like a tree. Now the feet to be relaxed. Slowly work your way from the feet up the ankles. Just observing where you are. The calves and shins. The knees. The thighs and hips. Working your way around the abdomen. The spine of the lower back. Working your way up to the mid back and the rib cage. Up to the upper back, chest, the shoulders, the neck, and the head, and your face. Just taking note of how everything is, how everything's feeling, and not casting any judgment whether something is bad or good. Just observing how you are right now. Again, if you find yourself focused on thoughts or thinking of something else, just bring your attention back to your breath. Don't condemn yourself for thinking about other things. Just redirect back to your breath. And with that, we can gently open the eyes if they're closed. And then we'll do our closing posture. Inhale, slowly exhale. Good. All right. So let's start today. We're going to just take it really slow with our 8 brocades. We're going to do it seated today. So we're sitting up just tall and relaxed. Try to make this an extension of the meditation today. We will interlace our fingers and lift hands to heaven. Try to maintain just that nice relaxed posture. Exhale, coordinating the breath with this movement. And just move in such a way that everything is smooth. Try to minimize any clicking or popping in the joints. It's okay if it happens, but just if it does, try to see if you can minimize the motion a little more, just so it is smoother. Just gently coordinating your breath. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Through this movement, we can again continue that focus on the present. Just how our movement is feeling, how we are feeling right now. Let's do one more. And close. Next, we'll get into our wider stance, just a little different. Try to keep the knees open over the feet. Bring the hands in front of us to draw the bowstring. Look to the side and imagine pulling the bowstring to the side. And we inhale back to the middle. Again, just moving in a very smooth, fluid manner. Going slowly to coordinate with your breath as we exhale to the side. Inhale to the middle. Exhale to the side. Inhale to the middle. Just following your breath. Let's do one more on each side. And close. Bringing your feet just back to a normal position. Next, we're going to separate heaven and earth. We have the hands in front. We exhale, pressing down and up. Inhale, bring the hands to the sides and back to the middle. And then exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Let's do one more on each side. And close. Good. Next, I'll gazes backwards. And again, between each of these, if you just need to kind of reset everything, it's perfectly fine. Just want to be in a relaxed, upright posture. We exhale, look over the shoulder, rotating the hands back. And then inhale, turn the hands palm down. Exhale, look over the other shoulder as we rotate the palms back. Inhale to the center. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Your own pace. Just focusing on our breath. Do one more in each direction. And close. Our stance a little wider, back to that horse stance, keeping those knees over the feet, and just you can leave the hands right over the knees as we bow the head and wag the tail. So we turn to one side, gently hinge forward, come around gently as we exhale, then inhale back up. And the other way, exhale, down and around, inhale up, exhale, inhale. Slow pace. One more in each direction. And close. Good. Next, bending over to release the waist. We'll bring the hands over the lower back, if you can, while keeping the upper body nice and tall. Then inhale into the hands. Think of expanding the lower back. And then exhale down to the feet, or as low as you feel comfortable. At the bottom, we take a breath in and out. And then we inhale and lift back up to above the head and exhale to the sides. Inhale to the lower back. Exhale down. Take a breath in and out. And inhale up. Exhale to the sides. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And on your own pace. Do one more. And close. And once more, we'll get to our wide horse stance. To clench the fist and glare fiercely. So we are sitting up tall, keeping the knees apart. We make two gentle fists, looking straight ahead. We exhale, tighten one fist and bring it forward. Inhale, relax, bring it back gently. Exhale, tighten. Inhale, relax. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And at your own pace. One more on each side. And close. And finally, we'll do the heel drop. So sitting up tall. You inhale, lift the heels. And exhale, just drop. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. At your own pace. Let's do one more. And close. Very good. All right, so we're going to stand up for just a little standing exercise. So gently come on up. You can stand near the chair just so you have it close by for balance. Since we are standing, let's do a little standing meditation just to center ourselves and get ourselves into a comfortable position here. Just like the seated meditation, when we are moving, we want to make it kind of an extension of the meditation. So as we're standing here, we're doing our standing meditation. When we do our movement, just try to maintain the same posture, the same breathing throughout. When we're standing, a good image is like you're a tree. The feet are rooted into the ground. The spine is gently rising like the trunk of the tree. The arms relax like the branches. Just allowing for that the gas exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Close. We're going to do a little motion, a little exercise here. We're going to practice the open close exercise. So go ahead and open 1 foot about 45 degrees and step forward into, who remembers what the name of this stance is? Natural is this one, but this one I'm gonna give you a hint. Yeah, bow stance. Yep. So it's like what a warrior, a bow, an archer might be in when they're drawing their bow, but just known as your bow stance. The weight distribution varies 60 to 40% on your feet. So you can be in reverse bow stance where you have 60% back, 40% in front. But normally when we get in the bow stance, we have about 60 in front, 40 in back. But this stance is designed to be very flexible. We transition with our movements from front to back. And it also is flexible in our ability to what I call open and close the hips. So this terminology we'll use a lot with movements in the future. When we turn the hips toward this front leg, that's known as closing the hips. And a way to think about it is when you're closing, you're turning as far to that front leg as you can, kind of until it's like almost like locked in. So think of closing a door. For a door to be totally closed, it kind of clicks into place. That's sort of what we're thinking about, what we're doing with our hips. We turn as far as we can, and that's closed, all right? And closed, you can shift forward and backward in this closed position. The other position, which is a little more relaxed, is known as open. And really open is anywhere where you're not clicked into place, in your hip. It's just kind of a open. Typically the belly button, if you use that as a reference, will be kind of pointed more toward the side. It's not so much pointed straight ahead like it is in closed, kind of to the side. And that highlights that yin-yang duality, yang being more aggressive, more solid. So closed is more yang, it's definite. We're closed or as far as we can go. Yin being more passive, more relaxed, is more related to open, right? It's kind of, relaxed position here. So open is going to feel pretty relaxed in the hips. Closed is a little bit more, you're definitely doing it for a reason. And so the open closed exercise, we are going to do both and make it flow together. So we're going to first close, and we're going to shift forward just 60%, so not super dramatic, and then open and shift back. Close, shift forward, open, shift back. Close, and so it's kind of four movements. We close with the weight back, we shift forward, we open with the weight forward, and shift back. Close, forward, open, back. Close, forward, open, and back. And when you do it just kind of continuously, it doesn't, ultimately the goal is not to make it very rigid. You don't want to, we're not just closing forward, opening backward, right? That's kind of rigid. We're making it fluid. Just close forward, open back. Think of like tracing a circle or an oval. Just staying nice and tall. Go ahead and switch sides now. So don't let the hips deviate, one way or the other, like to the sides at all. The hips only should be pretty much moving forward and backward. So close. So closing is now toward this leg. Shift forward, open, shift back. Close, forward, open, back. Close, forward, open, back. Again, close, forward, open, back. Okay, very good. We're going to do it once more on the other side. This time we're going to just have an arm in front of us. This exercise, and if you need to shake anything out and let go of any tension. So this time we're just going to have one arm in front of us. Now this movement corresponds to a practice called push hands. Tui shou, I think is the Chinese pronunciation. Push hands is a partner exercise. We'll do it someday in the future. But what we're going to do is basically just keep our arm in front of us, just directly in front. Don't let it move to the side. Just keep it out in front, like we're hanging on to something. And we're going to do this exercise. So I'm going to, if you want, you can have the other hand on your hip just to kind of gauge where the hip is. The weight is back, close, forward, open, back. And if you want, it's almost like you're hanging on to something. So, but don't worry too much about making the arm perfect. But I'm imagining like I'm hanging on to something. Close, forward, open, forward, open. This is, I think someone mentioned this, like a concept of like negative space. I'm going to demonstrate it sideways just so you can kind of see what I'm doing with my arm here. So close, forward, open, back. You'll notice as I come forward, I'm kind of bending my elbow. So it gives the illusion like my hand is still hanging on to something. And then I open, and as I shift backward, I kind of lightly extend my arm. So it's like I really have this image, like I'm hanging on to maybe a pole or something that's in front of me. Just move. But again, don't worry about it being exactly like this. This is a new concept. Good. But it really challenges our stability at our shoulders. It has a lot of really beneficial properties. You know, when you get it, it takes it takes some practice to get used to. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Go ahead. Other foot is forward. And again, good bow stance. Back foot is angled. Just have the arm out, lightly extended, like we're hanging on to something. We close, shift forward, open, shift back. Close, forward, open. Close, forward, open, close, forward, open, back. How the legs are moving is most important. So the arm is just an extra detail. Don't prioritize it. It's not that important compared to the motion of the hips. It's of course really good balance exercise, weight shifting and mobility as well of the hips. Okay, very good. And close. Good job. All right, let's bring the hands in front of us and get to our standing meditation. Actually, you have the option, if you'd like, you can do seated meditation as well. We'll just spend about a minute or two just to close up, to affirm ourselves, either standing or seated. Breathing low. Just affirming yourself or putting in the practice today. Every little bit. The goal, we're not trying to force anything. We're not trying to rush into learning a lot of new things. Just kind of sprinkling in a few new ideas. Just giving your best. It's okay if you forget everything that we did it today. That's perfectly fine. It's more of the practice and developing sort of a muscle memory with these movements. And really just getting a general understanding of Tai Chi, learning to relax the body, which takes a lot of practice. It's much harder to relax than it is to do the opposite, to engage. But it's a very equally important practice. Just like yin and yang. You can't have yin without yang. You can't just be relaxed all the time, just as you can't be, actively engaged in things all the time. You have to find that balance. So just bring your attention back to the breath. Using the breath as a gauge for just where you are right now. It's a little shallow, that's okay. But just with the intention of allowing that breath to get deeper and just allowing yourself to become a little more relaxed, a little calmer, and ready to move on to the day. Close. Open the eyes if they're closed. We inhale. Slowly exhale. Thank you all for joining. See you next time. Thank you.